Love is one of the most complicated yet beautiful emotions a person can experience, and sometimes it remains unspoken. There are moments when someone cares deeply for you but hesitates to express it in words, leaving you wondering about their true feelings. If you've ever found yourself questioning whether a certain guy secretly loves you, the answer often lies not in what he says, but in how he behaves around you. Love, especially when hidden, reveals itself in subtle signs, small gestures, unconscious habits, and emotional reactions that speak louder than words. Men, in particular, can struggle to verbalize their emotions, especially if they fear rejection, uncertainty, or simply don't know how to put their feelings into words. Instead, they express their love through actions, body language, and the way they treat you. He might not say, "I love you," but he'll find ways to show that you're important to him. From the way he looks at you when you're not paying attention to the way he goes out of his way to make your life easier. These little things often reveal more than direct confessions ever could. Recognizing these signs can be both exciting and overwhelming. It's easy to dismiss certain behaviors as friendly gestures, but when a pattern starts to emerge, when he consistently remembers the little things about you, supports you no matter what, or subtly gets jealous when you mention other guys, it becomes clear that his feelings go deeper than casual interest. The key is paying attention to his actions over time. If he keeps finding excuses to be around you, laughs at your jokes even when they aren't funny, and prioritizes your happiness above his own, chances are he's been holding back his true emotions. This unspoken love can exist for many reasons. He might be waiting for the right moment to confess, unsure if you feel the same way, or simply afraid of ruining the bond you share. Whatever the reason, his behavior will always reveal what's in his heart. By understanding these signs, you can gain clarity on where you stand in his life and what his true feelings might be. In this article, we'll explore the 12 undeniable signs that a guy is secretly in love with you. Whether he's a close friend, a co-worker, or someone you've recently gotten to know, these signs will help you decode his actions and uncover the love he may not yet have the courage to express. If you've been wondering whether he sees you as more than just a friend, pay attention. His heart might have already given you the answer. 1. He steals glances at you when you're not looking. When someone is secretly in love with you, they often can't help but steal glances at you when they think you're not looking. It's an unconscious act driven by deep emotions, a way for them to admire you without making it too obvious. Their eyes naturally find you in a crowded room, lingering on your face as if memorizing every detail. They may quickly look away the moment you turn in their direction, afraid of being caught. This subtle action reveals a lot about their feelings, even if they never put them into words. The way they look at you is different from how they look at others. There's a certain warmth, softness, or intensity in their gaze, almost as if they're lost in thought while watching you. Even in moments when you're not directly interacting, they'll check to see your reactions, expressions, or even your presence. If you notice them looking and they quickly shift their eyes elsewhere, it's often a sign that they don't want their feelings to be too obvious. People who are secretly in love may also use stolen glances as a way to feel closer to you without actually saying anything. It's their silent way of expressing admiration and attraction. These fleeting moments mean a lot more than just casual observation. They show a deep emotional connection that they may not be ready to admit. Even when they try to hide their feelings, their eyes often betray them. If you catch them looking at you more than once, and especially in moments when there's no reason to, it's a strong sign that they see you as someone special. Their stolen glances are a silent confession, a reflection of feelings they might not yet have the courage to say out loud. 2. His friends know more about you than you thought. When someone is secretly in love with you, they often talk about you more than they realize. One of the biggest signs is when their friends seem to know a surprising amount about you, even details you don't remember sharing with them. This happens because when a person has strong feelings for someone, they can't help but mention them in conversations, whether intentionally or not. Their friends might bring up things about you that only someone who genuinely pays attention would know: your favorite movie, the way you laugh, or even small moments you've shared. Friends often act as a reflection of what's going on in someone's heart. If his friends smile knowingly when you're around, tease him when your name comes up, or even drop hints about how much he talks about you, it's a clear indication that you hold a special place in his mind. They might slip up and mention something he told them in confidence, revealing just how much he notices about you. This is especially true if his friends seem unusually interested in your love life or opinions on relationships, as they might be gathering information for him. Sometimes, his friends may even act as intermediaries, trying to gauge your interest or subtly push the two of you together. They might joke about the idea of you both being a couple, just to see your reaction. If they treat you differently than other people in his life, it's likely because they know he has feelings for you. When a guy is secretly in love, he can't help but share his emotions in some way, and often, his closest friends end up knowing more about his feelings than he's willing to admit to you directly. 3. He remembers small details about you. When someone is secretly in love with you, they pay close attention to the little things that others might overlook. They remember details about you that even you might forget mentioning. It could be something as simple as how you take your coffee, your favorite song, or a random story you shared weeks ago. This isn't just about having a good memory. It's about the fact that they genuinely care about you and value everything you say. Unlike casual acquaintances who might forget small details, someone with deep feelings will recall them effortlessly. They don't have to try hard. Their emotions naturally make them more attentive. If you once mentioned your favorite restaurant in passing, they might bring it up later, or even surprise you by suggesting it. If you told them about an important event in your life, they'll remember to ask about it, showing that they truly listen when you speak. Remembering small details is also their way of making you feel special. It shows that they see you as more than just another person in their life. They cherish your words, your preferences, and even your habits. They might recall what makes you happy, what upsets you, or the little things that bring you comfort. These subtle signs reveal their hidden affection, even if they haven't openly expressed their feelings yet. This kind of attention to detail is rare and meaningful. It means they're emotionally invested in you and want to understand you on a deeper level. Even if they don't say it out loud, their actions speak volumes. When someone remembers the little things about you, it's often because, in their heart, you're already someone incredibly important to them. He finds excuses to be around you. When someone is secretly in love with you, they will look for any reason to be around you, even if it seems casual or coincidental. They might not openly express their feelings, but their actions will show that they want to be near you as much as possible. Whether it's joining a group activity just because you're there, offering to help with something that involves you, or casually running into you more often than seems normal, these moments are rarely accidental. They will go out of their way to be in your presence, sometimes even adjusting their schedule or routine just to align with yours. If they know you take a certain route to work, they might start randomly showing up at the same time. If you mention wanting to try a new place, they might suddenly suggest going there with you or a group. These small efforts are a way to stay connected without making their feelings too obvious. Even in conversations, they might come up with reasons to keep talking to you, whether it's asking for your opinion on something, seeking advice, or simply extending a discussion just to spend a little more time together. They find joy in your presence, and even if they don't say it, their actions reveal that they want to be around you as much as possible. This behavior isn't just about convenience. It's a sign that they genuinely enjoy being with you and want to create more opportunities to strengthen your bond. When someone keeps finding excuses to be near you, it's often because being close to you makes them feel happy, comfortable, and emotionally connected, even if they're not yet ready to admit it. His body language changes around you. When someone is secretly in love with you, their body language often reveals their true feelings, even if they try to hide them. Without realizing it, they behave differently around you compared to others. Their posture, gestures, and facial expressions all shift in ways that indicate nervousness, attraction, or a deep emotional connection. One of the biggest signs is eye contact. If he holds eye contact with you longer than usual or quickly looks away when caught staring, it's a strong indicator of hidden feelings. His pupils might dilate when he talks to you, showing excitement and interest. Similarly, he may lean in slightly when speaking to you, as if drawn closer without even thinking about it. His physical behavior can also reveal nervous energy. He might fidget, adjust his clothes, or run his fingers through his hair when you're around. These small, unconscious actions show that he wants to look his best for you. If he mirrors your movements, like crossing his arms when you do, or matching your speaking pace, it's a subconscious sign that he feels connected to you. Another strong sign is protective behavior. He might instinctively position himself between you and a potential obstacle, or offer small gestures of care, like guiding you through a crowd or making sure you're comfortable. These subtle actions show he's deeply aware of your presence and wants to make you feel safe. Even his voice and the way he speaks to you may change. He might soften his tone, slow down his speech, or sound more enthusiastic when talking to you compared to others. These involuntary shifts in body language are clear signs that he sees you as someone special, even if he hasn't put his feelings into words yet. 6. He gets jealous, even if he hides it. When a guy is secretly in love with you, jealousy becomes one of the biggest giveaways, even if he tries to hide it. He may not openly admit his feelings, but his reactions when you mention other guys or give attention to someone else often reveal the truth. Even the most subtle changes in his behavior can signal that he doesn't like the idea of someone else being close to you. You might notice a shift in his mood when you talk about another guy, even if he tries to play it cool. He could suddenly become quieter, change the subject, or joke about it in a way that seems forced. Sometimes, his body language gives him away: crossed arms, a clenched jaw, or an uninterested expression that seems out of place. Even if he doesn't say anything, his discomfort is usually visible in small ways. Another sign of hidden jealousy is when he starts acting differently around guys who show interest in you. He might become extra protective, insert himself into conversations, or subtly try to outshine the other person. In some cases, he might even tease or downplay the other guy's qualities, making indirect remarks to shift your attention back to him. If he's really trying to hide his jealousy, he may pretend it doesn't bother him at all. But sometimes, his attempts to act indifferent make it even more obvious. He might suddenly seem distant or uninterested for no reason, only to return to his usual self when the topic changes. Even though he may never openly admit that he's jealous, these small reactions show that he sees you as more than just a friend. His hidden jealousy is a clear sign that he cares deeply and fears losing his chance with you. 7. He always supports you, no matter what. When a guy is secretly in love with you, his support for you becomes unwavering, no matter the situation. Whether you're chasing a big dream, going through a tough time, or just making everyday decisions, he will always be there to encourage and uplift you. His support isn't just about grand gestures. It's in the small, consistent ways he shows up for you, proving that he genuinely cares. He listens intently when you talk about your goals, offering encouragement and reminding you of your strengths. Even when others doubt you, or you start doubting yourself, he reassures you and pushes you to believe in yourself. He celebrates your wins as if they were his own, whether it's a big achievement or something as simple as finishing a task you were struggling with. During difficult times, he becomes a steady presence. If you're upset, he won't just offer generic advice. He'll genuinely try to understand what you're going through and provide comfort in a way that feels personal. He might go out of his way to help, whether it's offering a solution, making you laugh, or just being there to listen when you need to vent. His support isn't conditional. He doesn't expect anything in return. He's not just there when it's convenient. He's there because he truly cares about your happiness and well-being. Even if he doesn't say it outright, His actions show that he believes in you and wants to see you succeed. This kind of unwavering support is rare and meaningful. It's a sign that his feelings go beyond friendship, and deep down, he genuinely wants to be someone you can always rely on. 8. He texts or calls you without any reason. When a guy is secretly in love with you, he doesn't always need a reason to text or call you. He reaches out just to stay connected, even if there's nothing important to talk about. His messages might seem casual, sending a meme, asking about your day, or mentioning something random, but the real reason is that he simply wants to talk to you. Unlike people who only message when they need something, he texts because he enjoys your conversations. He might start with something small like, "Hey, what's up?" or "I just heard this song and thought of you," just to keep the interaction going. Even when the conversation ends, he finds ways to restart it later because he doesn't want the connection to fade. Calls are another strong sign. If he calls you out of the blue or finds excuses to hear your voice, it's because texting isn't enough. He wants to feel closer to you. He may say he was just bored or needed an opinion on something, but deep down, it's about wanting to be part of your day. Even if you don't text first, he often initiates the conversation, making sure there's always a reason to talk. He remembers small details from your chats and brings them up later, showing that he values your words. This kind of effort isn't random. It's a clear sign of emotional attachment. He may not say outright that he likes you, but his constant communication shows that you're on his mind more than he's willing to admit. 9. He gets nervous or shy around you sometimes. When a guy is secretly in love with you, his usual confidence might fade, and he can become nervous or shy around you. Even if he's outgoing with others, his behavior changes when you're around because he cares about how you perceive him. He doesn't want to say or do anything that might make him look bad in front of you, so his nervousness often shows in subtle ways. He might fidget with his hands, adjust his clothes, or play with his phone to keep himself occupied. His voice could change slightly, either getting softer or sounding a little shaky when he speaks to you. Sometimes he may stumble over his words, overthink what he wants to say, or even laugh nervously. These are all signs that he's feeling the pressure of wanting to impress you. Eye contact can also give away his nervousness. He may either avoid looking directly at you because he's afraid of revealing too much, or he might hold eye contact for too long before quickly looking away. If he blushes, rubs the back of his neck, or runs his fingers through his hair when you're near, these are physical signs of nervous energy. At times, he might act a bit awkward, dropping things, forgetting what he was going to say, or even suddenly becoming quiet. He may also get extra careful about what he says, afraid of saying something wrong. However, this nervousness isn't a bad thing. It's proof that he sees you as someone special. Even if he tries to hide it, his body language and small reactions will reveal how much he likes you. His nervous energy is just his way of dealing with emotions he hasn't yet put into words. 10. He laughs at your jokes, even the bad ones. When a guy is secretly in love with you, he finds everything you say amusing, even the jokes that aren't actually funny. His laughter isn't just about the joke itself. It's about the fact that he enjoys being around you and wants to make you feel appreciated. He sees you in a way that makes even your silliest or corniest jokes seem charming. You might notice that while others give a polite smile or no reaction at all, he laughs more than expected. Even if your joke doesn't land, he still chuckles or responds in a playful way just to keep the interaction going. Sometimes, his laughter might seem exaggerated because he's trying to show that he enjoys your presence. It's his way of making you feel comfortable and letting you know that he values what you say, no matter how small or random it may be. His reactions aren't forced. They come naturally because he's genuinely interested in you. When people have feelings for someone, they tend to be more engaged and responsive in conversations. His laughter is a subtle way of showing his admiration, and it often comes with other signs like leaning in when you speak, maintaining eye contact, or smiling, even when you're not joking. This behavior isn't just about humor. It's a sign of emotional connection. He enjoys your energy and wants to encourage you to keep talking. Whether it's a bad pun, a sarcastic remark, or a completely random joke, he finds a reason to laugh because deep down, he simply loves the way you make him feel. 11. He tries to impress you without being obvious. When a guy is secretly in love with you, he will naturally try to impress you, but in a way that doesn't seem too obvious. He wants you to notice his strengths, talents, and qualities, but he doesn't want it to look like he's trying too hard. Instead of directly bragging, he'll subtly showcase his best traits in casual conversations or through his actions. He might mention an achievement or skill in passing, hoping you'll pick up on it. For example, he could casually talk about a recent success at work, a skill he's been developing, or a hobby he's really good at. If he plays a sport, he might invite you to watch or somehow bring up his athletic abilities without making it seem like he's showing off. The goal is to make you see him as someone capable, interesting, and worthy of your admiration. His appearance may also change when you're around. He might start dressing better, fixing his hair more often, or wearing cologne to leave a lasting impression. Even his posture and confidence level may increase when you're near, as he wants to project his best self in front of you. Beyond physical appearance, he'll also try to impress you through his kindness and intelligence. He may offer thoughtful advice, show deep knowledge about topics you care about, or go out of his way to help when you need support. If he knows you have a particular interest, he might learn more about it, just to have meaningful conversations with you. All of this effort comes from a place of admiration. He wants you to see him as someone valuable and special, but without making it too obvious that he's trying to win your attention. His subtle attempts to impress you are a clear sign that he wants to stand out in your eyes. 12. He cares about your happiness more than his own. When a guy is secretly in love with you, your happiness becomes more important to him than his own. He genuinely cares about your well-being and goes out of his way to make sure you're smiling, even if it means putting his own needs or feelings aside. His love isn't just about attraction, it's about wanting to see you happy, even when he doesn't get anything in return. You'll notice that he prioritizes your feelings in small but meaningful ways. If you're having a bad day, he'll do whatever he can to cheer you up, whether it's sending you a funny message, offering to listen, or surprising you with something he knows you'll like. If you're in a tough situation, he'll be the first to offer support, even if it's inconvenient for him. He won't hesitate to adjust his plans or sacrifice his own comfort just to make things easier for you. Even in everyday moments, he pays close attention to what makes you happy. He remembers the little things you enjoy, your favorite food, songs, or activities, and finds ways to include them in your life. If he sees that something is bothering you, he'll notice before you even say anything, and he'll do his best to lift your mood. The biggest sign is that he never expects anything in return. He doesn't do nice things just to impress you or win you over. He does them because he truly cares. His happiness is connected to yours, and nothing makes him feel better than knowing you're feeling good. When a man puts your happiness above his own, it's a clear and powerful sign of deep, unconditional love. Even if he hasn't said the words out loud, his actions prove that you mean more to him than you realize.